The National League is Switzerland's top professional hockey league. It used to be called the NLA, or National League A, but this was recently changed to just National League. Hockey has a very long tradition in Switzerland. This is why the National League has a very large fan base, actually the largest in all of Europe, with the league averaging over 7,000 people per game. Not only does it have a large fan base, but also a very emotional one, like we can see in Ambripiota, where there's a mountain village of only a few hundred people, averaging over 5,500 people per game. With hockey being the national sport in Switzerland, we see some big name sponsors coming to the league. This allows the teams to have a big budget for import players as well as for local players, making it one of the most attractive leagues to play in the world. The league allows up to 6 imports on each roster, but only 4 imports can dress up for each game. This is why the teams always look for the highest caliber players, which are usually NHL caliber players. During the lockout, for example, we saw some great NHL stars like Patrick Kane or Tyler Seguin play in this league as well. The teams in the National League usually have farm teams in the 2nd or 3rd tier league, or also have their U20 junior teams, where they draw their talented players from the junior teams to the pros. They are usually equipped with a multiple way contract so that they can play for multiple teams in the same season. In Switzerland, we also have the Swiss playing license, which states that after a player has played for at least 5 years in the junior leagues, he doesn't count against the import rule anymore. This is why we see a lot of international players moving to Switzerland at a young age, so that by the time they're 19 or 20 and looking to turn pro, they don't count against the import rule anymore, giving them a greater chance to make the pros. The relegation has been in place for the last few years and really spices up the competition in the lower end of the rankings, because the loser of the National League has to play against the champion of the Swiss League to maintain its spot in the league. The record champion is Bern with over 10 titles. Bern also has the highest attendance with over 16,000 people per game, which is also the highest in all of Europe. Our next interview will be with Diego Kostner. Diego is an Italian citizen that moved to Switzerland at 15. He then played for a few years in the junior leagues and then made the jump to the Swiss National League. He's been playing in the National League for now 7 years, which is the Swiss top division. It's not just the best Swiss league, but also one of the best leagues in the world. And Diego has been proven to be at that level for many years now. It will be very interesting to hear from him directly and see how he moved to Switzerland and how he made the jump to the pros. Hi Diego.
Hello Martin, thanks for calling.
Yeah, so our first question will be, how did you move to Switzerland and who helped you to get there?
I came to Switzerland when I was 15 years, 14, 15. And I remember reached 14 with the U14 when I still played for Gardena. We went to Germany to Füssen to play a tournament. There was also the team from Switzerland called Pikes Oberthurgau that plays in the U17 league here in top league in Switzerland. And after we played with them, the coach from them, he asked me if I would be interested to try to come to Switzerland to play hockey. And for sure I was interested. After that I went to Switzerland for a week to have a tryout. And after the tryout they gave me the answer that I could come to them. And after that I moved to Switzerland, to Thurgau for 2 years to play for the Pikes U17 Novizen Elite. It's the top league from Switzerland U17.
Yeah, so how was it also with the school? Was it tough to get on with the school and hockey at the same time? And also, where did you live? Was there a family or an apartment? How was that?
Yeah, like I said, first 2 years in Turgau, I lived in a family. There lived also two other players that played with me, and I went to a sports school. And after those 2 years, I moved to Ticino, to Lugano, and there too I lived in an apartment with other two players for the first 4 years, and I went to school in a sports school, and it helped a lot because it was easy to manage school and hockey. So for the games we could stay out of school, or for the morning practice we had 2 times a week we could stay out of school, and it was lucky to find that school here. It helped me a lot to improve also in hockey. And after that, after 4 years of that school, I finished Matura, and after that I just continued to play hockey.
So you finally got your same diploma as all the other students would get, right?
Yes, right. It's the same one. Just it's a sports school, and really there was a lot of sports, soccer, hockey, whatever. And I have to say it really helped me a lot to go into that school.
Was it expensive to live there, or who helped you out with the costs? Was it your family or the team? Who paid for all the meals and the schooling, and also the hockey team, as well as the housing?
The first 2 years in Turgau, I had to pay everything. I don't really know how much it costs, but it wasn't then that expensive than in other parts in Switzerland. But then when I came to Lugano and played for the U20 juniors, they paid for me the apartment and the school, and they gave me a little bit to live every month. So from U20 on, from when I moved to Ticino, I was independent. I didn't have to ask money to my parents, and that was good. Yeah.
Awesome. How did you get to transfer from Turgau to Ticino?
First I thought when I moved to Switzerland, I come here, play U17, and then I look how it goes. When it's going good, maybe have another chance. But I wasn't really informed from the other leagues, like the U20 leagues or what's next. And after those 2 years, the coach from Turgau, he said me if I would like to stay here in Switzerland, and I said sure. And then he helped me to look for if a U20 team has interest to me. And Lugano called me, and then I agreed right away. And after that, I moved to Lugano, and after from my last year on in U20s, I had an agent. Like I have an agent. And here in Switzerland, back then it was you have to play 2 years novice, U17, and 2 years juniors, U20. So you get the Swiss license, and you can play in the National League A or B without the impact on the import rule.
So you got the call up to the pros. How was the transfer from the U20 team to the first A-League game?
Like I said, I had my first 2 years in U20. Lugano I had 2 good years, and already the second year I had the possibility in August to have a training camp with the first team in the National League A, but I couldn't play because of my Swiss license. Because I said like you had to play here 4 years, and then my last year juniors I was part of the first team, like national team roster, and then how was it like that? at that time the coach was Barry Smith. He coached now, no, not coach, yeah, assistant coach in Chicago, and he called me up right away, 1st of August when training camp starts. He called me up and said, "You gonna practice like the whole summer with us now," and for sure I was really happy for that.
Was it a big difference to play in the junior team or in the pro team, or was it pretty much the same? Tell us about what changes when you move from the juniors to the pros.
Yes, it was really different. It was like it's a lot of different hockey. When you play with pro league, you play against men. Juniors, you just play against like guys with against that have your age. And when I moved up, it was beginning was really tough.
So now that you played so many seasons in the top Swiss league, can you see a difference from the first year to the last year, or is it pretty much the same all the way through? So what changes throughout the years?
For sure. At the beginning in Lugano, I had a different role that I play now in our team. At the beginning in Lugano, we played the first year. I remember I didn't play it every game. I played 35 games or something like that. And you had to work hard and earn your spot in the team, in the lineup. And but after that, the second, third year in Lugano was already much better. I played almost every game. Had I had a role I still played in fourth line, but I had a bigger role in the team. And after that, when I moved to Ambri after 5 years in Lugano, right now I have a much bigger role in the team, and it's much more fun to play now.
Exactly. We see so many players failing or succeeding at this big step from juniors to the pros. Is there a specific advice that you would give a young player that has to make the big step now?
Well, the only advice that I can give is to work hard, not just during the winter on the ice, but particularly in the summer. When you work hard in the summer, it really makes a difference and push you to the limits in summer. It really helps you then when the season starts on the ice, and you feel ready then to start and compete for the spot in the lineup.
So you mentioned the agent. Do you think it's necessary to have an agent, and when do you think one needs one? And what does he do for you?
I think maybe it depends which league you play, but I think it helps you a lot. An agent. I had an agent since I am 19, like you said, and from then on I have always the same agent. And I get him. He was an ex-player from Lugano, Sandro Bertaggia, and after I get my Swiss license, he called me and asked me if I would be interested to work together with him. And for sure I was interested, because he helps you a lot when you're out of contract. He's gonna go speak with the other teams and take you away a lot of work that you should, like, if you wouldn't have one, you had to do. So I really appreciate the work he does for me. And he don't just look for other teams, or he also helps you out with the finances and stuff like that outside of hockey.
It's very interesting to hear that the agent not only helps you to find new teams, but also to manage your personal finances, taxes, and so on. Can you explain a little bit more in depth?
Yes, right. And also he helps you if you need one, maybe to help you to pay for the taxes, or he gonna search someone, or if you need a personal coach, he gonna search someone and stuff like that. It's really it's really helping me a lot.
Wow, that was very, very interesting to see the life of a professional hockey player in the first Swiss league. Especially you, that you had to move away from home, get used to the new culture and everything. Yeah, it's really helpful to get your experience part of this talk. So thank you, Diego. We wish you the best of luck and hope to see you on TV for many more years to come.
Yeah, thank you, Mark, for calling, and yeah, nice talk.